In a small American town, one officer built his career on fear until the day he pulled over a soldier. What started as a routine traffic stop turned into a battle for truth, justice, and the soul of a community. This isn't just a story about abuse of power. It's about what happens when the wrong badge meets the right woman. Stay with us. This is the story of Monica Ruiz. In the small town of Lexington, the badge was never just a symbol of law, it was power. And Officer Brian Whitaker wore it like armor. He wasn't the kind of cop who chased bank robbers or solved murders. He patrolled neighborhoods, issued citations, kept things orderly. But those who paid attention knew he had a pattern routine. Stops that always seemed to target the same types of people. People who looked different, spoke with an accent, weren't part of the country club, and Brian knew how to cover his tracks. His reports were meticulous. His camera glitched at just the right times. His charm earned him plaques, not questions. He was Officer of the Month 5 times in a single year. No one ever challenged him. Until Monica Ruiz came home. Lieutenant Colonel Monica Ruiz had seen real war. 2 decades in the U.S. Army. 2 combat tours. Bronze Star. Purple Heart. She returned to Lexington quietly, to care for her ailing mother and run veteran outreach at the community center. She didn't wear her medals or mention her rank unless asked. She didn't expect special treatment, just respect. That morning, she was driving to a youth event, hair pulled back, Army PT shirt on, Toyota Corolla with an outdated bumper sticker that read, "Protect those who protected us." A patrol car slipped behind her just past the pharmacy, followed her through 2 turns, then 3. She noticed, checked her mirrors, hands steady. Then the lights came on. She pulled over, rolled down her window, waited. Whitaker walked up slow, like he was in control of a movie scene. Only he understood. License and registration. Of course. Officer, Monica said. Calm. Professional. She handed over her documents and her military ID. He glanced at them, laughed. "You faked this?" he asked, holding up her Army credentials. "No. That's real. I'm active duty. U.S. Army." He leaned in closer. "Step out of the vehicle. For what reason? Suspicion of DUI." "You were swerving." "I wasn't," she said. "I have a dash cam. You're welcome to check the footage." Whitaker's jaw tightened. "Step out. Now." She hit record on her phone. Said nothing. He opened the door and yanked her out, twisting her arms behind her back with unnecessary force. The cuffs bit into her wrists. "In the squad car." He smiled. "You don't look like a soldier. And you don't act like a cop," she replied. "At the station." He showed off her ID like a joke. "Look who I picked up. Army Barbie." That's when Captain Jenna Price walked into the room. Newly promoted, sharp, respected. The kind of leader departments don't often get, but desperately need. She took one look at Monica's documents and turned pale. "You just arrested a decorated Army officer," she said quietly. Whitaker shrugged. She was combative. Captain Price raised a brow. "You have body cam footage." It glitched, but Monica had hers. She asked for the cuffs to stay on. "I want every second of this recorded. No edits. No excuses." And then everything shifted. What Whitaker didn't know was that Monica had spent the last year helping veterans who had suffered under the hands of local law enforcement, many of whom had named Whitaker specifically. She had documented their stories, gathered reports, built a quiet case no one would listen to, until now. That evening, she turned over her video, along with 37 written complaints from citizens. Copies of emails, dashcam footage, interviews, evidence that painted a long, ugly pattern of harassment, misconduct, and protected abuse. Internal Affairs opened a file by sunrise. Days later, Whitaker walked into a disciplinary hearing like it was routine. He wore his uniform like a suit of confidence. But what he didn't expect was the line of people waiting. A retired school principal, a single mother, a young black mechanic, an Iraqi war veteran. Each stood up, gave their name, and told their story. Calm, precise, accompanied by documentation. Each story painted the same picture: minor stops that turned invasive, aggressive, humiliating. Then came Officer Ariana Lopez. She sat down with her hands folded, voice trembling. "I was told to delete dashcam footage," she said. "I was told certain people didn't fit this town. I was scared. But I kept records." She turned over her journal, dates, times, direct quotes from Whitaker. Copies of report revisions she was ordered to make. Still, Whitaker leaned back, smug. "It's all a setup," he said. "A witch hunt." That's when Sergeant Derek Miles entered the room. Whitaker's partner, his friend. Or so everyone thought. I couldn't watch anymore. Miles said, "I kept files. I uploaded backups. I knew one day someone brave enough would come forward, and she did." He nodded toward Monica. Silence gripped the room. The board voted unanimously. Whitaker was fired. Decertified. His file sent to the Department of Justice for civil rights violations. But the real change came after. The city established a civilian oversight board, transparency policies, body cam access reform, mandatory de-escalation training. Past complaints were reopened. Victims received letters of apology, some with settlements. Monica declined every interview. She went back to the center, spoke to high schoolers about service and courage, taught vets how to file proper complaints and document interactions safely, trained young officers in community trust workshops. Months later, a rookie cop pulled over a nervous teen for a busted taillight. The boy reached for his phone. "It's okay," the officer said, turning his body cam toward the teen. "This is for your safety and mine. I'm here to help." That moment meant everything. Not because it made headlines, but because it proved that culture could change. Justice doesn't always arrive in a squad car. Sometimes, it wears an Army t-shirt, drives a Toyota, and carries 2 decades of quiet strength. Brian Whitaker ruled with fear. Monica Ruiz led with truth. And truth, when it's relentless, documented, and spoken with dignity, does not lose.